Bible in 365 days. Day 17. Wrestling with God. Genesis 32 to 33. Jacob continues his journey to Canaan, and the angels of God meet him, recognizing them as God's host. He names the place Mahanaim, but his joy is short-lived as he remembers his brother Esau and the vow of revenge. He sends messengers ahead to Esau in Edom, instructing them to address Esau humbly as Lord and speak of Jacob as servant, announcing his return and his desire to find grace in Esau's sight. The messengers return with terrifying news. Esau is coming to meet Jacob, and he is accompanied by 400 men. Jacob is gripped by massive fear and distress, assuming a hostile attack. In strategic panic, Jacob divides his entire camp, people, flocks, herds, and camels, into two separate groups, reasoning that if Esau attacks one group, the other might escape. He then turns to God in desperate prayer, reminding the Lord of his command to return and his promise of prosperity, confessing his unworthiness and pleading for deliverance from Esau's hand. Following his prayer, Jacob prepares a magnificent tribute for Esau: hundreds of goats, sheep, camels, cattle, and donkeys, instructing his servants to present them in successive droves to appease his brother. During the night, Jacob sends his family and possessions across the Jabbok Ford, seeking solitude. He is left entirely alone in the darkness of the river valley. Their mysterious man engages Jacob, and they wrestle intensely throughout the entire night. Neither gains a decisive advantage. As dawn approaches, seeing that he cannot prevail, the man strikes Jacob's hip socket, putting out a joint. Despite the intense pain and a permanent limp, Jacob refuses to let go, demanding a blessing. The man asks his name, then declares, "Your name shall no longer be called Jacob, but Israel, for you have striven with God and with men and have prevailed." He then blesses him there. Jacob names the place Peniel, meaning face of God, marveling that he saw God face to face, and yet his life was delivered. As the sun rises, he limps across the ford to rejoin his family. Finally, Jacob lifts his eyes and sees Esau approaching with his 400 men. He bows 7 times to the ground as he meets his brother, but Esau runs to meet him, embraces him, and they both weep. Today's reflection: when facing our greatest fears and trials, we must rely on diligent preparation, persistent prayer, and a willingness to encounter God directly, trusting that true transformation often comes through our struggles. 33 out of 1,329 chapters covered. Join us for the next video.